Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Your value is not up for debate. You are not a clearance item. You are not a bargain deal. You are not here to justify your worth to people who refuse to see it. Too often we find ourselves trying to explain, trying to validate, trying to break it down for folks who were never meant to understand our worth in the first place. But let me make it plain. Your value is your value. Your price is your price. And if they can't afford it, they were never meant to have it. People will question you. They will ask, why are you charging so much? Why are you so confident? Why are you so selective? But the truth is, the ones who see your value don't ask for explanations. They don't haggle. They don't hesitate. They don't question, because they understand. And the ones who don't, they were never supposed to. So today we're going to talk about something powerful: maintaining your value and never explaining your cost. 7 principles that will remind you who you are, what you stand for, and why you should never, ever lower your price to fit someone else's budget. You teach people how to treat you. People will only treat you the way you allow them to treat you. If you carry yourself like you are replaceable, people will treat you like you are disposable. If you act like you're grateful just to be in the room, they'll make you beg to stay. But when you walk in knowing exactly who you are, when you set the standard, they have no choice but to respect it. Too many of us are out here giving discounts on our worth, thinking it will earn us respect, thinking it will make people like us. But you don't gain respect by lowering yourself. You gain it by standing firm, by showing people that if they want access to you, they have to meet the standard, not the other way around. Look at the most valuable things in the world: gold, diamonds, luxury cars, fine art. You don't walk into a Bentley dealership and tell them the price is too high. You don't step into a Louis Vuitton store and ask them to explain why their bags cost what they do, because the value is understood. Those brands don't chase buyers. They set the price and let the right people come to them. So what makes you think you should do any different? You set the price, you set the tone, and if they can't afford it, they were never meant to have it. Confidence is silent, insecurity is loud. Real confidence doesn't beg. It doesn't explain. It doesn't argue. It just is. Some of the most powerful people in the world say very little, but when they do, every word carries weight. Because they know their value, they don't have to prove it. Think about a lion. A lion doesn't run around the jungle explaining why it's the king. It just is. It walks differently. It moves differently. And because of that, everything around it respects its presence. You have to do the same. But see, insecurity, that's loud. That's what makes people over-explain, over-justify, overcompensate. That's what makes people feel like they have to convince others of their worth. And the moment you start explaining your cost, you are letting someone else set the value. If you walk into a negotiation, a business deal, a relationship, anything, and you feel the need to explain why you are worth it, you've already lost. The moment you open that door, people will walk right through it and start questioning everything. But when you walk in with quiet, undeniable confidence, they feel it, they see it, and they either rise to your level or fall away. The right people don't need an explanation. Understand this: the right people will never question your worth. They will see it, respect it, and meet it without hesitation. They won't ask you why you charge what you charge, why you move the way you move, why you hold yourself to a certain standard, because they already know. The people who ask, the ones who challenge your price, the ones who say, "Why do you think you deserve that?" Those are the ones who were never supposed to have access to you in the first place. They are revealing themselves the moment they question you. See, the right people know quality when they see it. They understand that value doesn't come with an explanation. They're the ones who walk into the store, see the price tag, and don't blink. They know that if they want access to something great, they have to come correct. So stop wasting your time explaining your value to the wrong people. They are not your audience. Your audience already knows. Not everyone is meant to have access to you. There is a reason luxury brands are exclusive. There is a reason high-value things are not readily available to everyone. Because access is a privilege, and you need to understand that about yourself. Not everyone is meant to be in your circle. Not everyone is meant to benefit from your time, your energy, your wisdom, your presence. You are not for everybody, and that is a good thing. Too many of us make the mistake of thinking we need to be available to everyone, that we need to explain why we are the way we are, that we need to justify our standards. But the truth is, the moment you become too accessible, you lose value. You have to move with intention. You have to understand that being selective is a form of power. Because when you limit access, the right people will value you even more. Respect is earned, not requested. Respect is not something you ask for. It is something you command by the way you move. You don't beg for it. You don't plead for it. You become it. People respect what they cannot control. They respect what they cannot break down. They respect what they do not fully understand. And when you maintain your value, when you refuse to explain your cost, when you stand firm on your worth, you command respect without saying a word. The moment you start over-explaining, you open the door for people to challenge you. But when you stand strong, when you show them that your price is your price and your value is non-negotiable, they have no choice but to respect it. Growth requires letting go of the wrong people. Not everyone will make it with you to the next level, and that's okay. Growth means you will lose people. It means some people will fall away when they realize they can't meet your standard. And that is not your problem. You don't need to explain why you've outgrown certain spaces. You don't need to justify why you've leveled up. The ones who belong will never need an explanation. You are the prize. Act like it. At the end of the day, you must understand that you are the prize. And when you truly believe that, you won't feel the need to explain your cost. You will lose people, but you will gain yourself. There's something you need to understand. Not everyone is meant to walk with you. When you start owning your value, when you stop explaining your cost, when you move like someone who knows exactly what they bring to the table, you will lose people. Friends, family, co-workers, business partners, some of them will fall away, and that's okay. See, the problem is too many of us are holding on to dead weight. We are keeping people around because of history, because of comfort, because of fear. But the truth is, growth requires separation. If you're serious about leveling up, you have to be willing to let go of those who can't match your elevation. Look around. Who in your life is constantly questioning your value? Who's always making you feel like you need to explain yourself? Who's always asking for a discount on your time, your energy, your effort? Those are not your people. The ones who truly belong in your life don't need an explanation. They don't drain you. They match your energy. And here's the real test. When you stop explaining yourself, watch who gets uncomfortable. Watch who starts questioning you. Watch who starts pulling away. That's not loss. That's clarity. The moment you stop justifying your worth, the wrong people remove themselves. And that's a blessing. You will lose people, but you will gain yourself. And that's a trade worth making every single time. If they can't meet the standard, let them go. Let's be real. Not everyone is built to handle value. Not everyone is ready for what you bring to the table. And that's not your problem. That's not your burden. That's not your cue to lower your standard to accommodate them. See, when you set a high standard, two things happen. The right people rise to meet it. The wrong people make excuses and fall away. And you have to be okay with both. Too many people lose their way because they're afraid of losing people, afraid of being misunderstood, afraid of being labeled as too much or too difficult. But let me tell you something. It's better to stand alone in value than be surrounded by those who don't respect it. Think about a five-star restaurant. They don't lower their quality just because some people can't afford the meal. They don't start serving fast food because customers complain about the price. They maintain their standard. And the right people, the ones who appreciate quality, show up and pay the price. You have to do the same. Stop chasing people who don't respect your worth. Stop explaining yourself to those who were never meant to understand you. Stop trying to convince anyone to see your value, because if they can't meet the standard, they are not your people. And listen, when you hold that line, when you refuse to settle, when you demand the respect you deserve, something incredible happens. The right people, the ones who see your value without question, start showing up. The ones who can match your energy, your ambition, your standards, they find you. But that only happens when you stand firm, when you refuse to bend, when you say, this is my standard, either meet it or move on. Because if they can't meet it, they were never meant to stay. And that, my friends, is how you maintain your value. Your work speaks for itself, let it. Let me tell you something about greatness. It doesn't have to introduce itself. It just is. The best don't talk about how good they are. They show you. When Michael Jordan walked on the court, he didn't give a speech about why he was the greatest. He just played. When a master artist creates a masterpiece, they don't stand beside it explaining every brushstroke. The art speaks for itself. The work proves the value. But too many people feel the need to convince others of their greatness. They spend too much time talking instead of doing. They waste energy explaining instead of executing. Stop that. Let your work do the talking. Let your results be the answer. Let your success be the explanation. Think about the highest paid professionals in the world, the top surgeons, the best lawyers, the greatest athletes. Do they sit around explaining why they charge what they charge? No. They put in the work, they deliver results, and because of that, people pay without question. So ask yourself, is your work undeniable? Are you so good they can't ignore you? If not, focus on mastery. Focus on building a body of work so strong that no explanation is necessary. Because when your work speaks, you don't have to say a word. The price only goes up, never down. This is the rule. Once you set your price, it never drops. It only rises. Think about the things in life that increase in value. Real estate, fine wine, classic cars, rare art. The moment something is recognized as valuable, its price does not decrease. And if it does, it's because it was never truly valuable to begin with. You are not a clearance item. You are not a seasonal sale. You are not here to be bargained with. If anything, as time goes on, your value should increase. Your price should rise. Your standards should get higher. Your circle should get tighter. See, people will always try to make you question your price. They'll say you used to do this for free, or you didn't charge this much last year. But that's the point. Growth means evolution. Growth means elevation. Growth means the price goes up. And the right people, they'll understand. They won't ask for a discount. They won't argue. They'll pay the price or step aside. Because value does not beg to be understood, it simply exists. So let me tell you right now, the price is not going down. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. If anything, it just went up. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me and listen to me well. You are valuable. Your time, your energy, your effort, your presence, it all carries weight. And the moment you start acting like it, the world will have no choice but to adjust. Stop explaining yourself. Stop justifying your cost. Stop lowering your price to fit someone else's budget. You are not for everybody, and that's a good thing. The real ones, they'll see your worth without you saying a word. The right people, they'll pay the price without hesitation. And the wrong ones, they'll walk away, and you should let them. So from this day forward, carry yourself with power, move with intention, and never, ever explain your cost. Because if they truly understand value, they won't need an explanation. And if they don't, they were never meant to afford you in the first place. Thank you.